Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you all. I'm all Aspie, and I'm all about creating mental health and awareness and sharing my life stories with Aspergers Syndrome, OCD, and the like, along with giving you guys tips and advice along the way for your general health versus your health in general, or just some words of encouragement here and there, along with many other things with fun and games, hopefully along the way, to entertain you all and comfort you all, or whatever main reason you have landed on my page. I welcome you all with open arms. So as people to my channel, as I said, I'm doing all about the Autism and series right now, even though it's going to be a broader topic, especially in this sense, as well as the next ones over of the mental health that I'm trying to really push on for time here for some of the ones that I had promised. So please bear with me. As I said, it will take a lot of research and whatnot along the way of what I'm doing to make sure I've given you guys the accurate information and correct information in regards to my research and findings to what I have learnt, as well as just what I've started up for to be prepared and ready. So this one's all about, as it reads in the title, Autism and Epilepsy. Is there a link? Smash these likes, the like button if you're liking these series of the Autism and series, and just maybe just any, or just comment below just to say a quick hello to me and just let me know by that way as well, because as I said, I want to hopefully get this engagement going. So for those of you who has landed on my page and that are, you know, outside the autism spectrum, as he say, if you're epileptic and that, please share your stories below about how you go about your daily life about it and whatnot, you know, and hopefully that we can gain a better understanding. As I said before, I have done some of these epileptic series in the past, which I'll link the playlistings either in the I-bar or in the description below for you guys following if you're into wanting some more information in regards to what I'm sharing with you all today. But let's begin this before I run out of time. It is a given that there is about 1/3 of people, for everyday individuals, that has an autism spectrum disorder along with epilepsy. It is a given, and obviously, basically, as I said before so many times before, with autism, it can run in a diagnostic panel of other range of diagnoses, be it schizophrenia, epilepsy, as I'm sharing today, and the like, obviously, because obviously now the experts are trying to cram it all into a one bubble of the autism spectrum disorder, which will entail in the DSM-5 manual as a neurological disorder, and so on and so forth. So you may be wondering, what is epilepsy? Well, from my understanding, epilepsy is a brain disorder that is marked by recurring seizures or convulsions. Seizures is defined as a sudden surge of uncontrolled electrical activity in the brain that may produce a physical condition or minor physical signs thought to be disturbances or combination of both. Meanwhile, though, however, on the other hand, convulsions basically is defined as a sudden, violent, irregular movement of the body caused by involuntary contractions of the muscles, especially those associated with brain disorders such as I'm sharing, epilepsy, brain traumas, or just, you know, certain injuries that has taken its toll on the nervous system that will arise, or the presence of certain toxins or other agents that may be inside the brain. Okay, certain medical expertise today has proposed that some brain abnormalities, however, are contributed to seizures. These abnormalities can cause changes in brain activity by disrupting the neurons in which they are in the brain. Neurons obviously are cells that process and transmit information to and from the body of the nervous system or some other body systems to get into sync with our body. That will send the body signals to the rest of the body, basically to create an action. Here's say a knee-jerk reaction as an example here. So once it's overloaded and obviously being disturbed, however, in this activity of these neurons, this can result in the imbalances that will then therefore lead on to the seizures and convulsions. Another study I researched from the University of Bath of a woman doctor named Sally Ann Wakefield from the Department of Psychology in the United States has stated that adults with epilepsy were more likely to have higher traits of autism and Aspergers Syndrome. The clinical research between autism and epilepsy has been seen that seizures disrupt the neurological function, affecting social functioning in the brain, resulting in the same traits of those who have autism, similar to what I've just shared. She has also stated that the social difficulties in epilepsy, however, have been seen so far been underdiagnosed, and research hasn't been uncovered any underlying theory to explain. There has been some new links to this research of these social difficulties to a deficit on the somatic markers inside the brain. The increased autistic traits was common to epilepsy, however, types. This was more pronounced for adults with temporal lobe epilepsy, though, just to bear in mind. She therefore also said in this research finding, it's not unknown whether the adults with epilepsy had a typical development period during childhood, or whether they are predisposed to having autistic traits before the onset of epilepsy, regardless what it may be. However, what it's known for, though, is that social components of the autistic characteristics in adults with epilepsy may be explained by social cognitive differences between autism and epilepsy. Dr. Wakeford said also into these findings this could lead to improved treatment for people with epilepsy and autism, however. She said that epilepsy has a history of cultural stigma, however, the more we understand about psychological consequences of epilepsy, the more we can remove the stigma of this condition and more. So the questions I want to throw at you, or you may be questioning for yourselves, are to ask yourselves, is there a connection? Yes, there is, in a way, a connection due to children with autism a little bit or more likely to have epilepsy. Children with epilepsy are a little or more likely to have autism. Seizures are the most common neurological complication in ASD, but not for all children with Aspergers Syndrome or Autism Spectrum disorder, as the ASD stands for. So therefore, basically, as I said before, every autistic is different with their traits, regardless what it may be, as well as these predisposing conditions. You know, again, I'll stress it again in here, not all children who are autistic, they will develop seizures or convulsions. This goes similarly on the slap of the hand with children with epileptic that will or will not have autism. Another question you may be asking before I end this, are some people with autism spectrum disorders more prone to seizures than others? Again, yes, in a way they will be. Some genetic disorders are associated with both seizures and autism, such as Rett's, epilepsy, Fragile X, and many other syndromes, just to name a few to you guys today. So this basically quickly ends from what I have learned and researched. There is more that I wanted to share, but I thought to keep it short and brief for you all. So hopefully you like this. Give me the like for thumbs up for support. Comment below. As I said before, feel free to comment below to just share your story or just share your experiences with epilepsy, how you go about it in your everyday. Do you believe it's linked in any way whatsoever of this condition? And maybe just let me know, or others know outside the autistic community, how you go about it. Follow me on my social media sites listed below. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so. As I said, I'm trying to do this on the daily, and if you feel you want to be joining me on this journey, as well as seeing more of what's to come by turning on the notification bell to keep up to date. As I said, I'll try to keep up to date with you all about what's going on with me through my social media sites listed below as well. Feel free to also share these videos around to family and friends. And all further ado, guys, thanks for your support, thanks for watching, do what you love what you do. Till next time, Aspie signing out, and I'll see you again. So, ciao for now.